What's going on, everybody? September 11th, 2022. A lot of times I'll post just as long post that I write every year, just reminiscing and thinking back to September the 11th, 2001, and what was going on that day. Well, it's very fresh in my mind as far as the events that happened that day with World Trade Center and other locations as well, but the World Trade Center in particular. Um, that morning, I was picked up by a coworker, and it was my first day working as a narcotics detective. So I was all excited about going in and with my new assignment. And when I got in there, the guy that picked me up, he was like, "Man, you ain't gonna believe this. Some guy just flew plane into the World Trade Center." Well, we assumed that it was like a little Cessna style plane, little smaller plane or whatever, and it was an accident. Didn't think much about it. And obviously, when we got to work that morning, we found out otherwise. Shortly after the first one hit, a second one hit. And of course, we were standing there. We obviously knew what was going on then because it was captured on video. And I remember standing in my chief's office at the time, and my chief now was standing there, my partner was standing there, one of the other lieutenants was standing there, and I remember the comment was made when we watched the towers fall in real time, and it was about 10:28 a.m. that morning when it happened, and it was just a moment of silence watching everything happen. And you stood there in disbelief, and then reality hit when the comment was made. I wonder how many firemen and police officers just lost their lives. And that's in addition to everybody else. So nearly 3,000 people were killed that day. And it was probably the most somber moment that I've ever experienced. Where I work at in North Carolina is in Wake County, and it's a lot of air traffic. I'll just put it that way. We're in that flight path where they circle and stage to go land at RDU, and it was completely quiet that day, which is very unusual. And but it really sticks out in my mind on that. But just keep in mind that there's still a lot of families that are affected by that tragedy. There are still police officers and firemen that are dying to this day from cancer that they ended up contracting just from breathing in the dust and things like that from the collapse of those towers and cleaning up the debris from literally months after. But just keep those families in your prayer. Keep those firefighters and those police officers that, not only the ones that lost their lives, but the ones that witnessed and had to deal with loss up there. Keep them in your prayers and your thoughts today and every day. But anyway, I just wanted to get up here and just tell you from my point of view, a lot of people that I work with now were not in law enforcement when that happened. And a lot of them, just to be 100% honest with you, a lot of them were probably not in school, period, when that happened. So, for years you always heard, never forget, and it's tended to be forgotten the longer it gets away from that date. And I'll never forget it, and I hope that others don't either. What I can remember is how tight knit and loving and accepting this country was after that happened, and how pro-America that we were. And I want to see that get back, and I don't want to see another incident like that occur just to get us back to that point. We can get there on our own, but anyway, take care of each other. Remember 9/11. Don't ever forget it. God bless.